there are three primary elements to the differentiation of lead by greatness. First, the principle that doing more is not the only way to accomplish more. You can accomplish more by being more, and the program demonstrates how to do that. The second is that there is no better place to develop and hone your greatness as a human being than a business environment. In business, you get immediate and visible feedback for the effectiveness and the quality of your interrelationships with other people. And so the second principle is that a business can and should be a university of greatness that attracts talent, not only because people want to work in the business and earn a living there, but because they want to grow as human beings. And the third differentiating principle is we don't believe leadership is about competence. We believe most people in leadership positions have great competence and can learn any of the competencies they need relatively easily. True leadership is not so much about competence as it is about character. There are three really important takeaways from Lead by Greatness. Know your inner wisdom and use it. We have unbelievable resources of inner wisdom that we've become accustomed to ignore in favor of the data and the vast bodies of information with which we're confronted daily. Lead by Greatness helps you access your inner wisdom and helps you use it. The second takeaway is map your spiritual fingerprint and put it on everything you touch. Each one of us has a very unique set of value drivers that determine the way we make choices and decisions. When we utilize our own value drivers and we utilize what we call your unique spiritual fingerprint, you come over with such an authenticity that the people around you can't help but trust you. And the third is master your defensive instincts. Too often, we just don't do the things we believe are right. Too often we find ourselves reacting to triggers that other people set off. Those are the times we regret what we did, where you think afterwards, gee, I wish I wouldn't have done that, or I wish I wouldn't have said that. That's when we've responded to a trigger and we've reacted. The third takeaway is the ability to master your defensive responses and be sure that in each situation, no matter how challenging and testing, you respond with your own authentic value drivers and not respond to the triggers pulled by others. Most people are leaders. They're parents, and parents are leaders. People are born to lead, and most people do surprisingly well at it. So yes, leadership is something we have innately. Most people, not every single human being, but mostly we have leadership innately. We don't always develop our leadership to its fullest. Just as we have muscles, but we're not always the fittest. With a little bit of training, development, we can become far stronger, not because we acquire muscles we never had before, but because we hone those muscles and really get good at using them. Leadership development is the training for the leadership muscle. Lead by Greatness is a highly customized program based on a common philosophy, but customized to the strategic needs of each client organization and to the degree to which they've already done leadership work. An organization that is fit, that has worked out the leadership muscle, might want to go to the next level, and Lead by Greatness provides that next level. It's a master class in advanced leadership. Another organization might be beginning its journey into the passageways of leadership, and Lead by Greatness can be customized to provide them with a framework and a platform on which to build their future leadership initiatives. The challenge of a competency model is that it runs the risk of becoming a new set of regulations, a new set of demands and expectations of leaders, and it becomes actions and somewhat a leading by rote rather than a leading from soul and from heart and from mind, where the authenticity is key to the leader's behavior. Lead by Greatness assists an organization to expand its leadership model into a way of being that is deep and authentic in each of its leaders, able not only to be effective but also to be remarkably robust in the way it builds trust between leaders and the organization. The leadership landscape in organizations has changed somewhat over the last few years. Now we've been inordinately impressed with a lot of the work that many organizations have done in the field of leadership, the models that they've developed for leadership competencies, and some of the training that they've already done. Lead by Greatness helps organizations ensure that those competency models don't just become another set of habits, corporate rules that are boxes that need to be checked off at evaluation time, but they are able to be imbibed by leaders and become part of who they are as leaders and part of what the culture of the organization is. It gives a level of authenticity that enables leaders to build trust that compels fellowship in a way that nothing else does. We find that many organizations have done exceptional work with excellent consulting companies. What differentiates our consulting process is its ability to complement that work and take it to a different level. There are two areas in which we do that predominantly. Firstly, we provide the client with a unique lens through which to see the competitive landscape. Seeing it through that different lens, seeing the landscape through a lens that others don't have, enables our clients to identify opportunities that others can't see. The second area is the inside-out approach. We believe that what is most differentiated in an organization is not its product or service or structure or operations. What's really different about any organization are the people who lead it. The minds, the souls of the people who lead it. Each individual is so unique. And we tend to build the competitive strategy out of the uniqueness of the individuals who lead the organization rather than out of the generic competitive landscape. A lot of the success of the strategy work that we do rests on the effectiveness with which we help companies identify who really their primary customer is. And that conversation yields enormous innovation. Very often, the customer is not at all the individual or the set of individuals or entities that the organization originally assumed was their customer base. And secondly, what are the deepest needs of that primary customer? And how can we fulfill it in ways that others cannot? Our strategy work transforms organizations in three areas. It aligns an entire organization with who the customer set is and the deepest needs of that customer set. It builds a culture in the organization designed specifically to support its strategic objectives. And thirdly, it provides the leadership character to execute strategy brilliantly. We consider a strategic initiative to have been successful if the company is able to shoot way beyond even its stretch budgets. The three areas that are most responsible for that are the degree of strategic focus and strategic innovation that results from our work, the degree to which we effectively build culture and align teams around strategy, and the greatness of leadership that we're able to help them achieve. Our track record demonstrates that our work is not industry specific, nor is it specific to an organization of a given size. What is important is that the organizations we work with are dependent on the quality of human energy for the quantum of output. When that's the case, the inspiration that we can help them achieve among the people who work for them makes an enormous difference and translates to bottom line very quickly. Softness is not an issue when you're looking at inputs. When you're looking at the input of an organization, you need hard input and you need soft input. You need people and you need assets. Just as you need a good quality of asset, you need a good quality of human being and an inspired human being. What determines whether it's soft or hard is output. And provided the input is measured by hard quantitative output, it's valuable to any organization. Key to every initiative we undertake are the measurements, the quantifiable measurements that help us and the client determine the success of the initiative.